And hello there folks, this is Uncle Troy, and today we're talking computers, specifically this computer here. This huge monstrosity of a computer. And no, I have not set this closer to the camera so it looks bigger. This is how big this computer actually is. The case is a little over 24 inches tall. It is about 8 inches wide, and I believe front to back it is a little over 18 inches. And I'll be sure to put up here at the top what all that is, but basically it's a huge computer. The case is what we used to call a full tower case or a server case, and now they call it a, well, what do you mean, computer cases don't get that big case. Anyway, and I purchased this back in the, I'm going to say 90s, and it was my I think second computer that I actually bought PC compatible, so to speak. And I've already forgotten what it came in originally, but as the years went by I simply replaced parts as they wore out, or as I decided I needed a better one. I think I've posted a video about the upgrade cascade, about how you replace one thing and that reminds you need a better this, and then, well, to get the full benefit of that you need one more higher whatever. So that's what I ended up with here. The great thing about this case at the time is it has 5 5¼ inch drive bays. Back then you didn't just buy an optical does everything drive. If you wanted to burn your own CDs, which was big back then, you'd need a CD burner, and CD burners had notoriously bad reading capabilities. You couldn't read a CD with them as fast as a dedicated CD drive, so you'd buy a CD drive, then you'd buy a CD burner, and then you might buy a DVD drive, and then later when you got more money you'd buy a DVD burner. Whereas now you get all those in one little package. Also back then the 5¼ inch floppy floppy disk drives were what they call full height, which would take up 2 of these bays. In fact, when they came out with the half height drives, I remember that and how excited everybody was. This one also came with a 3½ inch floppy hole, which back then was a big deal because cases with dedicated 3½ inch floppy holes just didn't exist. And all this up here is basically extra, and the power supply goes back here. I'll open it up here in a second to show you. And then down below is what you would normally consider a computer case. It has 3½ inch size drive bays here, motherboard here, graphics card out the back. This is my printer, by the way. I'm going to have to move a lot of this around because I'm about to install a new computer that I just picked up from the nice people at the local computer store. But they've put together a new system that kicks this one's butt. Now, not that this is not a real good system as it is. It's got a quad-core processor, 4 GB of RAM, about 2 TB of hard drive space altogether. And of course over the years I've added things. It's got half a dozen USB ports, etc. It's got these nice little holes here at the front that I've actually cut out and added more fans to get more circulation, because this case dates back in the days where you did not have extra fans in your computer. You had like one on the CPU, one in the power supply sucking air out through the case, and that was it. So as I graduated, I guess you could say, to faster CPUs that burn hotter and faster graphics cards that burn hotter, I had to add extra ventilations, including cutting out some things and adding some fans. I'll show you that as well. The main thing is that I'm running an old 32-bit operating system and only 4 GB of RAM. I've also got an older graphics card, GeForce 9800 GT, which is not a bad graphics card. It was in fact one of the last graphics cards they made before they switched out into the 100 series, in the hundreds instead of the thousands as they were. But it's limited to how much it can do, how fast it can process graphics. And I could upgrade. I could get a faster graphics card, but they take up more memory with an old 32-bit operating system, which is what this thing has. I can't go out and buy a 2 GB graphics card and install it, because that'll cut down on my usable RAM, because a 32-bit operating system has the artificial limit that Microsoft put in. They can only access 4 GB. Now, I've cheated and I've actually installed a program which allows me to use more than the 4 gigabytes, but it uses a paging mode that is very slow. So don't want to go that route. Now you say, well, why don't you just upgrade this to a 64-bit operating system? Well, some of the hardware I have only works with a 32-bit operating system. Will only work with 4 gigabytes of RAM or less. So since upgrading the operating system on the old computer wasn't really an option, I had to get a new computer. So this one is about to be not retired, it's going to be repurposed. I'm going to make it into the media server rather, for the household, which basically is a job it's doing already, and the DVR, or HTPC, home theater PC, which technically it already is. Basically it's going to keep doing most of the things it was doing anyway, except the video editing and gaming will go to the new computer. But of course, first is a matter of getting it all broke down and moved and getting all the wires rerouted. Okay, here we are with the case off, which is real easy because I've left the screws out on this side because I'm always getting in and out of this thing messing with stuff. Hopefully now that we've got the new system, this system will get a rest and we'll be able to like just maintain the same thing. But we've got our Diabolic or Diablo Tech, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, power supply there. Got the motherboard down here, big old CPU fan there just burning, spinning. The graphics card and a TV capture card underneath. Over here we've got those 5 1/4 inch drive bays I talked about. And down here are the 3 1/2 inch. And here are the extra fans I've added. And this thing is made for a motherboard much bigger. Like I said, it's a full tower case or a server case. And up here it's actually got room for a second power supply, which I never used. And of course I never used all the 5 1/4 inch bays. These switches here, by the way, when wired up properly, they're not wired up now, actually control these front fans. So I can turn the fans to a lower speed or even off when I don't need them. Here lately I've had to turn the fans back on because the weather's been getting a little cooler at night. I've been running the heat and it's actually gotten warm in this room, and that causes the graphics card and the CPU fans to kick in. But I think down below the desk where it's a little cooler, this will be just fine. Now of course I've got to figure out how to get everything disconnected, figure out which wires need to go with the old computer down below the desk, which wires need to go to the new computer above the desk, dig out my extra keyboard and mouse, which are around here somewhere I'm sure, and just figure out what to do. But before I do that, I'm going to set this video to rendering and upload it and set it to go public on YouTube, so that if by chance I don't get this set up quickly and I can't upload videos for a few days, I figure at least you'll know why. Okay, as a point of comparison, here is the new computer set next to the old computer. This one is only about 16.5 inches wide. It's about 18 inches deep and about 8 inches across. So it is very similar to this one, except it is much shorter. I'm guessing, I've not actually been inside this one yet because I just got it and haven't opened it up yet, but I'm guessing that basically this stuff here isn't the case. I'm told that this actually holds the power supply down toward the bottom and the motherboard up slightly. You know, basically it's a more compact model. Doesn't have room for all the expansion slots, this one does, but then again I don't need it because everything's USB now. It's got a lot of nice features. It's got the USB ports and the headphone and microphone jack right up here at the top. It's even got a little multimedia reader. Every type of media you can get, including what comes out of this camera here, can go right in there. I don't need the extra little doohickey I've got. I got this for Christmas. It's got little slots all over it. Plug it into the USB port and you can plug pretty much any memory card from any system in it. And I already had this, but for $10 extra I got this right here, so we're good. Anyway, this is a Ultra brand case. I'm not sure the exact model. I couldn't tell you what case this is. I think it's a Lan Li, something like that, case, but it isn't. It's a cheap knockoff of the Lan Li case. Anyway, but like I said, the good friends at the local computer store put this together for me. I expect it to be excellent, and I expect you should be able to see better quality in my videos because I can record and edit at a higher resolution, and hopefully you'll be able to see a difference, and hopefully I'll be able to put out videos more regularly and whatever. But that's assuming I quit talking to you, get this video rendered and uploaded, and start setting this up. So this is Uncle Troy signing out. Please have a good night.